It's like almost 1 in the morning, but I really need to get this video going. Hey guys, welcome to Gear Talk episode 5, Midnight Edition apparently. Today I want to talk about my current favorite and essential camera accessories for the Sony a6500, or any cameras really, for making travel videos and vlogs. I tend to keep my geared setup compact and portable, while at the same time functional and efficient while being minimalistic, because the key here is less gear, more adventure. This is just going to focus on accessories rather than lenses, because I want to do a separate video on lenses for the Sony a6500, specifically and especially APS-C lenses. So, video on that coming soon, hopefully. Alright, let's get to it. First and foremost, you cannot really record anything without media. So I've been using this DSLR 128 gig 1000X, which is up to 150 megabytes per second, UHS 2, both for filming and taking photos. There's actually no advantage of using an UHS 2 in a camera that is only compatible per UHS 1, because I think the Sony a6500 bright speed is only maybe like 90 megabytes per second. I'm not sure, but it's relatively low. So if you put in a UHS 2 in the camera, it's actually going to be back to a UHS 1. However, this specific card is UHS speed, or UHS speed class 3, I think. Sort of number 3 there, and class is 10, but the speed class is 3. It's kind of confusing actually, but anyway, so yes, UHS speed class 3 can handle 4K, and is suggested if you're looking to do mainly 4K videos, because if you were to put a class 1 in the camera and press record, you will get an error message. So if you're looking to record primarily 4K videos, I recommend buying cards that are UHS speed class 3 and up, and also class 10 speed class. Okay, so class 10 and speed class 3 again is really confusing for me. I'm still learning. The new Sony A9 is compatible with UHS 2 though, or it has the UHS 2 support. You know, with all the specs that Sony has put into its camera, I'm not really surprised that they gotta make it UHS 2. Now, some people would recommend SanDisk cards over Lexar because there's been some incidents when it comes to corrupting files, and some also say that SanDisk speed is better than Lexar, or not better but faster in terms of read and write speed. Now, personally, purely from my experience as a hobbyist, I did not really notice any difference when I switched over to Lexar, and I have not had a single bad file. If anything, I saved some bucks, because I noticed that generally Lexar cards are about 5 to 10% cheaper than Lexar cards with similar specs. Second most important thing, or actually you can go back and forth between the first item and this, is battery. One thing I do not like about this beast of a camera, the a6500 I'm using right now to record this video, is its terrible battery life. If you own a6300 and you think its battery life is bad, well, you would think Sony would improve the battery life on the a6500, or at least not make it worse, but no. Fortunately, that's why these wasabi batteries are not going to break the bank. I got a 2-pack plus the dual charger combo and 2 extra battery packs. So far, 4 batteries lasts enough for a whole day worth of filming. That is if you're going to vlog the entire day full of activities. Otherwise, for me, in my experience, I never really had to use all 4 at full charge in one day. Maybe like 2.5 or 3 or something. Also, not turning the camera on and off constantly between shots helps a lot with battery life too. Now, as far as how long these wasabi batteries run compared to the original Sony batteries. I've actually heard mixed reviews because some say that the Sony batteries last longer, although it's kind of insignificant, and others say that they are about the same. Now, once again, personally, in my experience, I do not see a difference. So, why spend 50 bucks on one while you can spend about the same amount for 4 of them? Next thing on the list is audio. I have come to realize the importance of audio. Along with good visuals, you should have good audio. I'm currently using the Rode Micro right here to film this, to record the audio for this video. I feel like almost everyone who started making videos starts with this microphone. I've been using it for a year, and I have to say, for 60 bucks, this thing is quite amazing. Much better than the onboard or internal mic on the a6500 or a6500. The windscreen or dead cat that comes with it, I'll just show you guys real quick. This thing is really excellent when it comes to filtering out wind noise. Now, I bought this Sony mic as a backup mic. I think it's the ECM-GZ something. I'll link it down below if you're interested. But yeah, I got it as a backup microphone because of its form factor mainly. It blends in better with my a6500. It's smaller, more compact, and it doesn't need a cable to connect to the camera because it uses the multi-interface hot shoe. If you're using an a6000 which doesn't have a mic jack, this is actually an excellent choice. As far as audio quality goes, although the main reason I got is because of how compact it is, from my initial impression, it's actually pretty good. I'm surprised that not many people use it when they are using Sony cameras. This is me using the Sony mic right now. So let's see how it's compared to the Video Micro. There is a couple of disadvantages though, like you cannot adjust the audio level at all, but it certainly works well for daily vlogging. So we have media, got some juice, and we have audio. The three are essentially and probably all you need, at least all I need to start making videos. Just a couple of things I want to add to the list. A tripod is essential if you are mainly shooting in first person perspective for vlogging, and that you're an adventure vlogger or sports vlogger, if that's a thing. This Siri mini tripod is like a hybrid of a tripod and a selfie pole. I actually have a whole video talking about this tripod, and I'll link below if you guys are interested. What I like most about this tripod is the fact that I don't have to strain the legs and spend too much time trying to strain them after and try to level my camera like I used to do with the GorillaPod. With a simple lock, I can either turn this into a selfie stick or a mini tabletop tripod that I can just set on a flat surface and let my camera do its thing. Now, in some cases, a small GorillaPod would just work because this tripod can be a little bit heavy, and it wouldn't really make sense to me if you're using a point and shoot and you just need something to hold. Like a handheld grip would work too if you're just looking to hold onto something and set up a camera body for better stabilization. Last but not least, I need something to store these accessories whenever I go on my travels. I've been using this Case Logic action camera case for storing batteries, cables, lens cap, SD cards, cleaning cloth, an extra lens, power bank, you name it. The case is intended for GoPros and other small action cameras, but hey, works amazing since I have such a light setup. It is actually quite awesome for accessory organization because I can keep everything, accessories, my camera. Basically, I will have all of my gear in one bag, and I'll just put this bag in a little day pack whenever I go on travel and go exploring with all the things that I need in one place. And just a quick couple of additional gear that I want to add. A camera neck strap is helpful when you don't really see the need of keep carrying a tripod around with you all the time. I actually haven't been using a neck strap in a while because with the Sony mirrorless system, you have to attach these little triangle camera, split rings. If you're using one of the Sony mirrorless system cameras, you know what I'm talking about. Those little triangle metal things that you attach to these tiny camera locks on the camera, and they're quite annoying. When you move on the camera, these triangle split rings move around and it smashes against the camera body. One of them literally smashes against the internal mic, causing a lot of noises and affects audio. And it drives me crazy that Sony didn't see this when they designed it. I mean, it's just oof. So I just took them off and not use a camera strap. Another optional item is a carrying case for or bag for your camera. This is just a neoprene camera pouch that you guys can get on Amazon or eBay. It provides enough protection. The padding is not extremely thick, but it seems like it can hold a couple of drops without leaving a scratch on your camera. When I travel, I'll either have the camera with me on my hand all the time or have it in the camera pouch in my backpack. In the future, I'm hoping to grab a neutral density filter or a circle polarizer filter. Looking back at most of the footage that I shot back in the Philippines when I was shooting outside in the sun, they were a little bit overexposed. I mean, I'm still training my eyes to get used to the exposure when shooting with S-Log2, which can be a little bit tricky. Definitely better compared to before, but I still encounter cases where let's say my lens can only go up to f16 instead of f22, which is the case for the Sony pancake lens 22mm I'm using right now as a maximum aperture. The minimum aperture, sorry. And it's still too bright, so I would have to use an ND filter in order to have usable footage if I want to retain the shallow depth of field. I think that's about everything that I use and bring on my travels. It's rather a small list and it is to be expanded. I was thinking about adding like a gimbal or a drone to take it up a notch. The problem is I'm not sure if I want to invest in those expensive stuff yet, while I barely have time to do videos like this one now while trying to balance work and social life and really just enjoying life itself during the moment and not really burying my head in just editing. Plus I kind of miss taking photos. There's something about it that screen grabs from videos certainly just won't do it for me. So for the next gear, thank you for watching and I will see you in the next video. Look at this mess. I have to clean it up first before I can actually go to bed.